Staying in the United States now for this next item, a new Pew Research poll has just been conducted ahead of the upcoming 2020 presidential elections, claiming that upwards of 70% of American Jews plan to vote for Democratic nominee Joe Biden, as well as the majority of nearly every other religious group in America. Here to unpack the results is author of the new book, Broken Values: How the Democratic Party Platform Betrays Its Followers and America, Gideon Israel. Gideon, thank you so much for being here.
Good to be here.
All right, so first of all, that is quite the title, and we're going to get back to that in just a second. But first, I want to ask you, are you surprised by this poll?
No, not at all. Usually, the Jewish vote is somewhere between 65 and 75% for the Democratic Party candidate. Sometimes it's close to 80% with Obama and with President Clinton. But it's really, I don't think it's ever dropped below 60%. I think, except for Jimmy Carter.
So why do you think that is?
Well, I think sometimes people think that if you're Jewish, therefore you're going to vote based on what the candidate's policy towards Israel is. I think Jews, like other Americans, vote based on their values. So, for example, when Eric Cantor was the House Majority Leader for the Republicans, his support for Israel, I think, was based on his conservative values. As you know, and when Jews vote for a candidate, meaning it wasn't based on his Jewish values. And when Jews vote for a candidate, they vote based on their values. And most Jews in America are liberal, so therefore they're voting for the Democratic Party.
All right, well, so I'm going to get to this book now, Broken Values: How the Democratic Party Platform has betrayed America. How then does this Pew Research poll fall into this? What's your analysis of this poll then?
Well, first of all, what my book does is it takes a look at the Democratic Party over the last 30 years since the Clinton era. Some people think that the Democratic Party is still the party of Scoop Jackson, the party of Bill Clinton, party that was very pro-Israel, party where there was room for everybody, anti-discrimination, and so forth. And what I try to show in my book is that it's a very different party today. And not only that, the change has been very rapid. But what I do in the book, and that's what's very unique, is that I use the party platform. I use the Democratic Party's own words on about 10 different issues, including Israel, to show what the Democrats looked like in the 1990s and what they look like today.
Okay, so where do Biden and Harris fall in today with this platform?
So I think one mistake is some people think that Joe Biden, since he's been in the Senate for almost 100 years, they think that he's going to be a Clinton Democrat, a Clinton-era Democrat. And the truth is, the party has drifted, and he has drifted with the party. I think one of the things we saw in the party platform, this is the most pro-Palestinian platform ever. And but I think to sort of look to see where the Democratic Party stands on Israel, it's not enough to look at the most, left-wing flank, the anti-Semitic congresswomen, Tlaib and Omar. I think one important person to look at is actually Chuck Schumer. He's probably one of the most pro-Israel senators, people in Congress. And look at how he's drifted. 10 years ago, he wasn't willing to speak at the J Street conference. He did last year. He was diametrically opposed to the anti-settlement policy of the Obama administration. Now he signed on a letter saying to Benjamin Netanyahu, don't apply sovereignty over to these areas. But even more, he supported Keith Ellison to be the chair of the Democrat National Committee after the 2016 elections. This is someone that Chaim Saban, lifelong Democrat, called an anti-Semite. This is someone that Alan Dershowitz said, if he's elected, I'm out of the party. And Chuck Schumer still stood by him. So I think, and also on the Iran deal, even though he was against the Iran deal, he wasn't willing to convince his colleagues. And as opposed to Senator Menendez, who was vocally opposed, he said, there's good, there's bad, but I'm against. So I think looking at him and looking how far he's drifted from the Chuck Schumer who was against the Oslo Accords, very, very, critical, we can see how far the Democrat Party has moved.
All right, well, it sounds like there's a lot to unpack in this topic. For anybody who's looking to learn more about what's going on right now with the Democratic Party, check out Broken Values: How the Democratic Party Platform Betrays Its Followers and America. It's available now on Amazon. Gideon Israel, thank you so much.
Thank you.